Good morning, students. So today we are going to see the model number 2, and it starts with the Gauss law. So welcome to JCE Connect channel, and we are going to see the Gauss law. So what the Gauss law states that the electric flux passing through the any closed surface is equal to the total charge enclosed by the surface. So this is the definition of Gauss law. So before this, we see that any flux, or if you write the flux as like this, so any surface having the flux phi is nothing but equal to the total charge enclosed by the surface, that is Q. So it can be a sphere having the charge Q, so the total flux density will be phi, that is total flux phi. So you can take a point charge, you can take a line charge, or any surface enclosed by the charge Q. So the total flux is equal to the total charge enclosed by the surface. So then how to represent it mathematically? Let us assume a charge or the total charge enclosed by any irregular closed surface, any irregular surface, or can say it as a closed surface, and it has a charge as Q coulombs. Okay, so then the direction of the charge coming out of the surface, then it's normal. We'll discuss with one diagram. The diagram is shown like this. You have an irregular surface like this. Any irregular surface you can consider, or it is a closed surface, then having the one point charge as Q. Okay, this is the point charge. Then to derive or to express that phi is equal to Q, we will consider a small surface or small area, that is differential area at point P. This I will take it as one point P. At this point we have the differential area, that is ds. Okay, then the direction of the, or the magnitude of that flux coming out of this point, we will define it as, with the direction, it is d, it is a vector d. Then one more, normal to the surface of ds at point P, I will define this as like this. This is a normal, we can take it as an. This is also a vector. Then this makes an angle theta with the magnitude. So if this is the normal to the D, then this may not be 90 degree to the D, that is normal coming out of the D may not be 90 degree to the D. So I will arbitrarily represent it as theta. Then therefore what the ds will become? So the ds value will be differential surface area. This will be is equal to ds into an. Okay, where an is the normal to the surface ds, that is an. This is nothing but normal to the surface ds at point P. Okay, then the flux density at point P is d, and its direction is such that it makes an angle theta to the normal direction at the point P. Then the flux density, that is d phi, passing through the surface ds, it is nothing but the product of dn into ds. So mathematically it is written as d phi is nothing but dn into ds. So what is dn? So here I will represent as dn. This is nothing but component of d in the direction of normal to the surface. This is component of d in the direction of normal to the surface ds. So the normal component may be coming out or coming in, but we are considering only the coming out part. So next we can write this dn normal component as the product of two terms. So that is dn can be written as, anyway it is making an angle with the an, so this is vector d into cos theta. So from the above equation we get, or we can replace d phi is equal to, so what is dn? Dn is nothing but d cos theta into ds. So this is the d phi value we got. So from the basic definition of dot product, it can be seen that vector A dot vector B, it is nothing but what? Magnitude of A into magnitude of B into cos theta between A and B. So in the same way, if we check the above equation, we can write that d ds cos theta is equal to, we can write it as d vector dot product with ds vector. So this is, I am just compared this equation with this equation and written this equation. Okay. So again, what d phi becomes? D phi becomes d vector dot product with ds vector. So we got the flux density T phi or differential flux density at the ds differential area. So we got at that point P. So if you want to consider it through the complete surface, that is complete surface, if you take enclosed surface, we can say that phi is equal to, if you want to take complete surface, we need the integral of that. So integral of d phi. So this is nothing but integral or closed integral with a surface S, complete surface with t dot ds vector. Getting? So this is the derivation of your Gauss law. Okay. So this only we can say that this is nothing but the charge, total charge enclosed, that is charge enclosed. According to the Gauss law. Okay, so we'll continue with some of the again mathematical representations of Gauss law in the next class. So better try to understand this and make the derivation understandable. Okay, thank you.